Experience 21st century learning. Experience friendships that last a lifetime. Experience the world through international opportunities at West Virginia State University. Experience a dynamic learning environment with over 80 areas of study, intimate class sizes, and affordable tuition. West Virginia State University. Experience the power of education.
Welcome back. I'm Scott Wagner. Our next guest is Will Thomas. Will is a starting forward for the Yellow Jackets this season. Welcome to the show, Will.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem, man. Now, talk a little bit about your path to West Virginia State. I know you transferred here and you played the last 2 seasons here. Talk a little bit about how you made the decision to come to West Virginia State.
Well, I made the decision coming to West Virginia State because I like the offense here. It's more like a Memphis-style offense. Like, we have plays to run, but if something open in the play, he would let you break it, and he allow you to shoot the ball and just be yourself.
Yeah, that's something that a lot of players talk about, is the freedom that Coach Poore gives you in this offense. Now, expectations coming into the season of a team that last season won the conference tournament championship. What were you kind of getting the vibe? What were your expectations coming into this year?
My expectations coming this year was to do the same thing we did last year, but more. We want to get farther in the tournament. We want to do more than just win the West Virginia Conference. We want to actually go in a tournament and win the games and actually try to get a ring, something that haven't been done since Earl Lloyd been here.
Yeah, and that's been a while now. Expectations on you as an individual coming in here, expected to fill a big role. Now you're in the starting lineup, night in, night out. Talk a little bit about that role that you're asked to fill. There was a little bit of pressure on you at the beginning of the season, and you're really stepping up and playing well.
I think my role is to be a good leader because we got a lot of new young talent on our team. And since I'm the senior, I think I should set the standards for all the new guys to come in. So I feel like my role is to play hard, do whatever I can to help the team win, and just to get on everybody and make sure they're doing what they need to do to help the team win.
Took some tough losses earlier in the season. You played a couple top 5 teams in the nation in Southern Indiana and Bellarmine. You played Bellarmine twice, once at home, once in their gym. Just talk a little bit about those tough road tests and how they strengthened the team up till this point.
They really opened our eyes a lot because I feel like at the beginning of the year we was going off of what we did last year and not thinking about what we have to do this year. And we don't have the same players like Doc Jones. We don't have Jason Emerson to shoot the threes. So I think we had to redefine ourselves as a team. And by losing them games, I think that really woke us up.
You really solidified the rotation here lately. I mentioned that you've been starting here night in and night out. And there's really 7 guys that have been seeing a lot of minutes. Talk a little bit about that rotation and how it's coming together.
I really like the rotation. Honestly, I always talked to Coach Poore and told him, because I was worried about the energy coming off the bench. And I didn't have no ego or anything like that, and Coach Poore know me well. And I told him that I actually would like coming off the bench, so when I came off the bench, I can bring the energy that the team needed. But Robbie and Corey Bethea are doing very well with the energy coming off the bench, and I think it got to do more of how they've been practicing the last week or so, which making them, they practicing good, so they go play good. So that's just how it is, I guess.
This team has really evolved, really gelling together, especially lately with one of your better performances against a good basketball team in Shepherd last week. Just talk about the process of a team coming together over the course of a season.
Team chemistry, us just over Christmas break, us being together, no students, no school, it's just us every day for a couple hours a day. I mean, we all live on campus, but 3 or 4 of us, but I think it got to do a lot with team chemistry and us coming together and being a better defensive team.
Sitting in second place in the conference right now between a team that's ranked #1 in the country in West Liberty. And just gauge kind of where the team is at right now. Only 2 losses in the conference, sitting in a pretty good spot in second place.
I mean, yes, I'm not mad at all about being in second place. I mean, we got a lot of room to get better, and we need to just take it day at a time and get better in practice and take each game a day at a time.
That Shepherd game this past Saturday was a great display of all the different things that this team can do. Everybody seemed like they were contributing, especially on offense. Talk about how when this team is balanced offensively, how tough they are to stop.
The balance of offense, I think it has to do a lot with defense, because by us getting that press and making teams play fast, there's not too many teams that can play at our speed besides West Liberty. So by forcing them to play our speed, they turned the ball over a lot, and by us being able to get steals and have people run out, that's how we was able to get everybody involved into the game.
There was a big moment in that game. The Corey Bethea dunk, of course, is what I'm talking about. I know that's something the whole team and us at the media, we've been talking about it all week since it happened. Just what kind of moment is that for the team when someone has a play like that?
I think it's great. It gives the team a lot of energy, and it also gives Corey Bethea a lot of energy and confidence, because by him stepping in the game, and of course anybody dunk on somebody, they're going to feel great about themselves. But by him dunking on somebody in that game, we had practice yesterday, and that was the best I ever saw Corey Bethea practice.
And we saw him come out and make a couple really great plays right after that. Now, the full court press is something that's big with this team. You force those teams to play faster and they're comfortable with, as you mentioned. Just talk a little bit about what your role is in that full court press and what you're trying to do defensively.
My role is to make the person who's taking out the ball life miserable. I don't want him. He more worried about me being up in him than who's coming to get the ball. And I just let the person catch the ball. If they get it in, they get it in. I just set the first trap, and then we all just sprint around rotating, causing havoc.
Now, this team is really villains in this conference, it seems like. Everywhere you go on the road, the opposing fans, they boo you, stuff like that, where you really have a target on your back being champions from a year ago. Just talk a little bit about what it's like to play on the road in this conference.
It's crazy. I feel like every team in the conference, like, that's their goal, is to be state. And Coach told us since day one, like, you can play a team like Bluefield that probably don't have anything to play for towards the end of the year, but by them letting them beat us at their house, that can make their season, and that would give them confidence. And then you give a team like that confidence, later on down the road, they can start playing better. So I think it's really challenging to play teams on the road. Well,
thanks for coming on the show, Will. That does it here. But special thanks, man. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Thanks for coming on the show. That does it for another Coach's Corner. Special thanks to our guests, of course, coaches Renee Bostic and Brian Poor, of course, Will Thomas coming on. To follow West Virginia State Athletics, go to WVSUYellowJackets.com and listen to the live broadcast. Click on the Listen Live link. Catch us every Thursday at 7 right here on Sunlink Channel 22. For all of us here at the Coach's Corner, I'm Scott Wagner, and I will see you next week.